Let's end the programme on monkeypox, because it's a nasty virus, been around for a long time, but it seems to be spreading quite quickly across lots of the UK, lots of Europe. Scotland today confirming its first case. What is it? Is it harmful? How do we contain it? Should we be concerned? Let's speak to the epidemiologist, Dr. Roland Salmon. That's a picture of some of the symptoms of it there, who is joining us now. Very good afternoon to you, Roland. First of all, where has this come from, and why is it suddenly seemingly spreading much quicker than it did in the past?
Well, it's come from the rainforests of tropical and West Africa, and it was contained there and in remote rural communities right up until the early 2000s. There was an outbreak in the United States in 2003 that was traced to the importation of Gambian rats as exotic pets. Since then, there have been various introductions by travellers from those areas, and sometimes I think from exotic animals from those areas. But quite why there are so many cases as widespread as they are now that have really come to light this month is something that's having to be looked into, because I don't think anybody is hugely clear about that. It's presumably come by those routes in the first place, and we know it doesn't spread hugely readily person to person, but nonetheless, it's arrived and is spreading sufficiently well that now that we're looking for it, cases are popping up. I hesitate to say all over the place, but in quite a few places.
Indeed, left, right and centre, it seems. Should we be concerned about it? The government insists it's pretty low risk, the threat to the public. What's your assessment?
My assessment is the threat to the wider public is pretty low, because actually it doesn't spread all that readily. I mean, the textbooks quote a secondary attack rate of 8%. So left to its own devices, it will probably burn out in time. But there's no doubt that it can be quite a nasty disease for those that get it. Again, the books quote a case fatality rate of 1%. That's probably a bit pessimistic, because those figures were calculated in populations that maybe didn't have particularly good underlying health. But it does tell us that this is something which we need to show intelligent concern about. And what's more, it's something that traditional public health measures should be able to bring under control. After all, you're only infectious when you're ill. When you're ill, that's visible to other people. You have a longish incubation period, usually it's 6 to 16 days, so there's a bit of time to find contacts. And finally, unlike some diseases, there isn't a carrier state in which you're infectious. And here I'm thinking about some of the other sexually transmitted infections to which this current monkeypox outbreak has been likened. So there are a number of things that can be done. It appears, although the information you get is a bit scanty, that that's precisely what the UK Health Security Agency is doing. And so I think that hopefully the situation can be brought under control in the space of a few weeks.
So just very quickly and finally, you don't seem very concerned. We're not looking at another pandemic in many regards, but people are being told to isolate if they do show symptoms.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's, if you like, a poor cousin of smallpox, and the kind of rules that are being invoked in order to contain it are similar to those that were used for smallpox. So people have the disease, they're being told to stay at home for 3 weeks, and their contacts are being told, I imagine, are being traced and advised accordingly. That should be enough to stop the spread, if everybody goes along with the advice that they receive.
OK, really fascinating stuff. One to watch out for. Roland, thank you very much indeed. Dr. Roland Salmon there joining us down the line talking about monkeypox.